All right, that took a while. Anyways, so welcome back. Today we're going over more advanced multiplication tricks. So, like last time we were talking about, or not last time, but we've talked about multiplying like by one digit numbers. Now we're going to talk about multiplying by like two digit numbers, right? More than just like the tricks that we learned before with like multiplying by 11 and stuff. So basically, your general rule for multiplying by two-digit numbers is this method, right? So basically, if you want to multiply two two-digit numbers together, that are in the form AB times CD, what you want to do is you have to notice that it expands like this because you can write AB as 10A plus B and CD as 10C plus D, right? So if you did this and you sort of expanded this out, this is what it would look like. And um, the beauty of this method is that it lets you not think about these 100 and this 10, right? So basically, from this expansion, you can basically see that the units digit of your answer is going to be BD, right? Or the units digit of BD, right? Because these ones are all multiplied by 10 and 100, so these won't have any effect, right? So if we calculate BD first, we automatically know the units digit of our answer. And then the tens digit is AD plus BC, right? Plus whatever carries over from this, obviously, because this AC term will not affect this tens digit place, right? And then the hundreds digit is AC, and then obviously with more carrying over involved over here, right? So basically for this method, what we want to do is first go from right to left, right? So we go from BD, we calculate BD, and then we try and carry over to AD plus BC times 10. And then once we calculate that, then we move on to the hundreds place, right? So the reason why this is so fast is because you have like sort of a way that you can go from right to left, and you don't have to think about that many things as you go from right to left, right? So for example, um, let's take a look at this question, right? So 74 times 23. The units digit of this answer will be first your last few digits, which is 4 times 3, right? So that'll be 12. And then obviously you can't have 12 in one like digit. The max you can go up to is 9. So you have to carry over the 10 over to the next one, right? And the reason why this is so effective is because when you're doing this out, like you can write like 74 times 23 equals something, you can immediately write down this 2 here because you know nothing else you do will affect it, right? So one major drawback to when we were going from like left to right before, um, when we were doing like multiplication, like 3 times 1 multiplication, like 723 times like 4, something like this. One major drawback is we have to keep in mind each of these digits when we're doing stuff, right? 2800 plus like 80 plus 12. You have to keep in mind um like where you are incrementally in your step, right? But in this case, you don't have to. You just have to keep in mind what you're carrying over. So next, we have a one. What do we do next? We do inner plus outer, right? So inner plus outer basically means you take the two inner numbers, which is this 4 and this 2, and the two outer numbers, which is this 7 and this 3, right? And then you have to add them together. So what this looks like is just 8 plus 21, which these numbers will be one-digit numbers multiplied by each other. So it's just very simple addition, and you can probably do it in your head, right? So 21 plus 8 gives you 29. And then you have to remember to add on the 1 that you carried over from up here, right? So 1 plus 8 plus 21 gives you 30. And then again, with this 30, you carry the 3, and then you keep the 0. So you write the 0 here, and you carry the 3. Um, and then once you've carried the 3, you just look at the last thing, which is just the first numbers, right? So this is 7, and then this is this 2, right? So 7 times 2 is 14, and then 14 plus 3 is 17. So this is 1702. Okay. And so one thing that might look familiar to you is this LIOF. If you guys are in middle school, you guys maybe you guys see this in eighth grade. So I don't know if all of you guys have seen this before. But a lot of the times what teachers use to teach like binomial expansions, like for example, x plus 2 times x plus 3 is the FOIL method. So where you go like FOIL is a word, so it's easier to remember. It's like the first times the outer ones time the first one, which is x squared, plus the outers, which is x 3 times 3, which is 3x, times the inners, which is 2x, plus the last ones, which is 2 times 3, which is 6, right? So this is what they use to teach this. This is just going in reverse order because again, this way is faster when you're thinking about not carrying over. Yeah, so if you're in elementary, well, most people in here are less than eighth grade anyway, so you wouldn't have seen it anyways. But yeah, so this is just like something, a preview to what you'll be seeing later on in middle school. But anyways, so for these questions, um, how about I'll do the first one, and then I'll leave you guys to do the rest of them, and then once you have them all done, you can send them to me privately in the chat. Okay. So this first one, again, you first do the first two numbers, so it's not the first, you do the last two, so it's 5 times 0, which is 0. And then you do the inners plus the outers, so it's just 15 plus 0, which is 15. 5, you carry the 1. And then this is 9 times 3 is 27, which gives you 28. Right, so 2, 8, 50. All right, have fun with the rest of them. Yeah, Lucas, your first three are correct. Good job. Yes, Kevin, all of your answers are correct. Good job. Hmm. Um, Lucas, I would double check your second to last answer, but your others are all right. Yes, Charlie, all of your answers are correct. Good job. And then Jinquan, I would double check well, the fourth one. Yeah, Lucas, that answers right now. Uh, yes, Kelson, that's correct. Good job. I'll give like 1 more minute and then I'll start explaining the problem. Ethan, double check. Well, the second answer that you sent me. Um, so Brianna, you have a couple of mistakes. So just, I think most of your answers are right. They're just a couple that are third from last and second from last. Yeah. So yeah, just I'll start explaining now. So just like check your answers as I go. Uh, yeah, Ethan, that's correct now. And Kingsley, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Good job. Yeah, so first place this time was Kevin, and then followed by Charlie and Lucas. So good job to you three. You got it really fast. Anyways, so for these questions, the first few were not that bad. In particular, if you have like a zero at the end of anything, you basically automatically know that there's going to be a zero at the end, and then you can just do 9 times 78 for the rest. Um, which isn't like too bad, I guess. So you just get like, oh, I can do it like the normal way if you want. So this is 0 times 8 for a 0 here. 0 times 7 plus 9 times 8 is 72. So you plonk the 2 here. You carry the 7. 7 plus 63 is 70, right? So this is 70, 20. This one is like the reason why your 11 trick works. Remember, the 11 trick was basically you plonk the 1 down here, 5 plus 1 goes here, and then the 5 goes at the end, so 561. If you didn't know that, I guess if you haven't been to any of the previous lessons, then you can also do 1 times 1, which is 1, and then this is 1 times 1 plus 5 times 1, which is 6, plus 5 times 1, right, which is a 5. So as you can see, you're multiplying by 1 at like every stage of this journey, so you're basically just doing 1, 5 plus 1, and then 5, right? Okay, so now for this one, this is like the first one that you actually had to do. So this one, first you do 3 times 1, and then your middle two are going to be 15 plus 8, which is 23. So 3, and then you carry the 2, right? And then 8 times 5 is 40, so this is 42, 33. This one, 4 times 3 is 12, 2 plus 1 here. This becomes 20 plus 18, which gives you 38, which gives you 39 once you add the 1 that you carried. So this is a 9, and you carried the 3 over. 3 plus 30 is 33. So this is 33, 92. For this one, we have a 5 here, but we don't have an even number here. So there is no cool trick this time. So here we have 5 times 1 is 5. This is 40 plus 6, which gives me 46. You have a 6 here. You pop a 4 over here. 4 plus 48. Yeah, 4 plus 48 is 52. So this is 52, 65. For this one, you have a 2 here. You carry over the 1. And in the middle, you have a 14. And on the outside, you have a, what, 54, right? So 54 plus 14 is 68. 68 plus the 1 that you carried over is 69. So you have this 9 here, you carry over a 6. And then this 6 plus the 63 gives you 69, right? So these bigger numbers, they do get a little harder, but it's still possible to do it in your head. They're just adding two-digit numbers together, right? So as you get better at this, you will be able to do these bigger numbers in your head as well. This one, we're going to learn a special trick for multiplying by 25 later today. But first, we can just do this in normal way, right? So 30, 0 carry the 3. The inner is 20 plus 12, which gives you 32, plus the 3 gives you 35. So this is 5, you carry the 3 over, 3 plus 8 is 11. So this is 1150. Oh, yeah. Sorry if I like accidentally like misinterpret your answers. Um, I'm reading through like a ton of these at the same time. Uh, yeah. So I'm reading through a ton of these at the same time, so I might miss one or two numbers in your answer. Um, so we're just gonna do a ton of these before we move on to anything else. So this time, just send me answers to all 8 at the same time, and yeah, I'll tell you if you're right or not. Kelson, I would double check your second answer. Kevin, try your second to last answer again. Yes, Kingsley, your answer is correct. Good job. Um, Charlie, I would double check your third and fourth answers. Kevin, that's correct now, and Kelson, that's also correct now. Good job, guys. Mhm. Jinghwan, double check your second answer and your fifth answer, and the sixth one. Okay. Um, Lucas, I think that's correct. Good job, Lucas. That's correct. Charlie, those are. So your first one, your first corrected answer is right. I would still try the second one again. Yeah, that's right now. One more minute, and I'll start going over the problems. Jinghwan, those are right now. Good job. Mm. Brianna, I would double check 5, 6, 7. Um, Ethan, double check 3, 4, and the last one. No, 3, 4, 5, and the last one. Okay. Anyways, so I'll get started now. So these are just more of the same thing. Practice makes perfect, right? So here we have 4 times 2. And then for the inners, we have 9 times 4. Outside is 9 times 2. This 9 times 4 plus 9 times 2 is 9 times 6, which gives me 54. And then you have a 5 out here, 5. And then from here you have 81, right? So this becomes 8, 6, 4, 8, right? For this one, this is actually 3 cubed times 4 cubed. So if you have 12 cubed memorized, then I guess a good thing for you, I guess. I don't have 12 cubed memorized personally, so I'm just gonna do it. This is 28. So carry over the 2, and this is 42 plus 24, which gives me 60. It's not 66. 42 plus 8 is 50. 50 plus 2 is 52. So we have a 2 here. And then this 5 plus 12 is 17, 1728. Right? This one, 4 times 7 is again 8. You carry over the 2, so this becomes 8 plus 21, which gives you 29, plus the carried over 2 gives you 31. 1 here, you carry over the 3. 3 plus 6 is 9, right? So this is 918. This one is another multiplied by 11. Um, a couple of people got 787. I don't know how. So just I tried to reverse engineer your solution, but I couldn't do it. So um, I guess just pay more attention while adding. It's not 1 times 1, right? So here you have 7 on the end, 1 times 7, and in the middle you have inners, which is 1 times 7, and the outers is also 1 times 7, right? So 7 plus 7 is 14 for 1 here, and then for this one, you have a 7 times 1 to add on to that. So this is 847, right? Another way you could do this is the regular trick. So you have 7, 14 in the middle, and then 7 on the outside. And then this 1 carries over, which becomes 847, right? So you could also do that. For this one, uh, Ethan, double check the first one that you sent back to me. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so moving on to this one, this is 4 times 7, which gives me 8 on the outside, carry the 2. This inner part is 32 plus 28, which gives me 60. 60 plus the carried over 2 is 62. So we have 6 plus 8 times 4, which is 32. So this becomes 3828. Um, yeah. For this one, we have this one is 6 times 3, which gives me 18. So carry over the 1 over here. This is 36 plus 24 is, wait, that's the same thing. 36 plus 24 is 60 again. So 60 plus the carried over 1 is 61. So we carry the 6, 6 plus 8 times 6 is 9 times 6, which is 54. So 5418. This one is 4 times 2, which gives me 8. Yeah, Ethan, that's correct now. This gives me 8. This gives me 36 plus 10, which is 46. So we have the 6, we carry over the 4. This one is 9 times 5, which is 45. So this is 4968. This one over here is 3 times 8, which is 24. 4 over here, we carry over 2. And then this one becomes 18 plus 64. This becomes 64 plus 20, which becomes 84. So we have a 4 over here, carry over the 8. 8 plus 8 times 6 is 8 times 7, which gives me 56. Uh, yes. I am screen sharing. Uh, you can try to like, can everyone else also see my screen? Because we have someone in the chat who can't see my screen. So I'm wondering if it's an issue on my end or not. Okay. So it
I
seems
can see it, no problem.
Okay. So it seems like other people can see my screen. So maybe you can try leaving and rejoining or something if it doesn't show up in the next like minute or so. Okay. Looks like we left. Yes. So we're just gonna do 8 more problems and then we'll move on to can you see my screen now? Bruh. Mm. So I suppose if you still can't see my screen, um I do post these recordings on like YouTube, so you can watch that afterwards and try and figure out your situation between now and next class, I guess. Otherwise, you can try and uh, I guess you can try and fix it now, I guess, or something like that. Sorry, I can't help you more because I don't have your computer, so. Yeah, so the times 11 trick was so it's like A, B times 11. You have like three digits, right? You put the B here, you put A plus B here, and then you put A here. And then if you need carrying over, you can carry over if you have to. Mhm. Kevin, double check your third answer. Your others are fine. Uh, Lucas, double check your first answer. Um, Kelson, your answer is correct. Good job. Kevin, that's right now. And Lucas, wait, let's see. That's right now. Good job. Actually, Kelson, double check your first answer. You might have mistyped something.
I just realized I typoed so hard on the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have like an obvious typo that's like actually, if I can tell you meant the actual answer, I'll just like accept your answer, I guess. Um, oh yeah, Kelson, that's right. Oh, um, if you were late, I'll explain the method again then, once I start explaining. Let's see. Charlie, double check your second to last one. Yes, Charlie, that's right now. Again, I'll give like 30 more seconds in case you're like finishing up. Mhm. Brianna, your answer is correct. Good job. So, good job to Kevin, Lucas, and Kelson. I might have forgotten to do that last time. You guys got it the fastest. Okay. So for those of you that were gone during the first couple minutes of class where I explained the technique, this is sort of like gives you a general overview of what the technique is. So if you have like numbers AB times CD, like two-digit numbers, the trick is you do B times D, and then you put BD here, and then obviously you carry over if you have to. And then in the middle, you put the middle two times the outer two, or like the inner two times the outer two, whatever. So this is BC plus AD. And then on the hundreds place, you place A times C, right? So you can well, like watch the recording if you want to know why this works. It's just like you expand the 10A plus B and 10C plus D, right? So basically, you do something like this. So I guess I'll do the first one now a lot more, uh, just for you guys. So here we have three different places. On the left side, you know that 2 times 5, which is the like the rightmost or the last ones, is going to be a 10, right? So you put a 0 here, you carry over the 1. And then for the middle part, you do the inners multiplied by each other plus the outers times each other, right? So this is 12 plus 35. And then 12 plus 35, you can do in your head, is 47. Yeah, it is 47. So, and then don't forget to add on this one, right? So this becomes 48. So this becomes 8, and then you carry over the 4 here. And then you just do this one. And this one is 42. And because you do the leftmost, right? The first few, which is why says first over here. So this is 4 times, or 4 plus 7 times 6, which is 42. So this is 46. So the answer to this question is 4680. And I didn't have to write it like horizontally and do all the like crazy bash stuff, right? So actually, this method might be my favorite one out of all the ones I've shown you guys, because this does come up very often, and um, it lets you do it a lot faster. Um, let's see. Ethan, I would double check. Oh, that's a typo, I think. Oh, yeah, you're right. For your typo. Um, yeah. And these are not minus signs, by the way. These are just like separators. Yeah. So I wouldn't specifically memorize AC, BC, AD, BD. I would just memorize like the last two and then the inner outer and then the first two, right? So that's how I'll remember them. But anyways, so onto the actual problems here. For the rightmost one, we have 1 times 6, which is 6. This is 9 plus 48, which gives me 57. So 7, we have a 5 over here. So 5 plus 72 gives me a 7, right? Uh, 7776 comes up a lot. I'm not sure where I've seen it before. It has a nice prime factorization. I'm sure I've seen this before though. So, uh, 8 times 12, 9. It's probably some like multiple of 12 or something. But yeah. Oh, it's multiple of 6. That's why. Okay. So this is 6 to the power of like something maybe? No. Whatever. This is a nice number though. I just can't figure out the prime factorization right now. For this one is 7 times 9, which is 63. So we carry over the 6. This is a little bit more complicated. So this becomes 56 plus 45. 56 plus 45, 101, I think. Yeah, this is 101. 101 plus the carried over 6 is 107, right? So this gives me a 7 over here, and then you carry over a 10 this time, which is unique. So this 10 plus this 40 gives me 50. So this is 50, 73. So the middle part was a little bit shaky because the middle part does use addition of two-digit numbers. So the numbers can get pretty big. It is 6 to the power of 5. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. My brain is having a brain fart there. Okay. Oh, this is 9 squared. Okay, that's why. Anyways, so for this, there's actually you can use the complement strategy when you're doing this one instead of doing the way I said here. Remember this 98 is 100 minus 2. So you could just do 25 times 100 minus 25 times 2 like we talked about last class. So you get 2450, right? So this is 2500 minus 50. The reason why we can do this is because you see immediately that 25 is a nice number and 102 are nice numbers to multiply 25 by. So you can get this pretty easily if you do that. For this number, we do it the normal way, 8, and the middle two is 12, the outer two is 6. So 12 plus 6 is 18. I'll carry over the 1, and 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 1088. So this one, this 8 times this 8 times the 6 is 48. We carry over the 4. And then this becomes what, 56? And then you can just add the 56 to the 4 to get 60. 60 plus 48 gives you 108. Yeah, 108. So 8 here, and then you have a 10. So you carry over the 10, this gives you 56. Uh yeah, 56. So you get 66. So you get 6688. This one, you can do the 11 trick. So here you have a 2, 2, and in the middle you put 2 plus 2, which is 4. For this one, I don't see like an easy way you can do this, so I'm just gonna do it the normal way. 4, you put a 5 here. This middle is 36 plus 27, which gives you a 63. 63 plus 5 is 67. I hope it's 67. 68. Um, So, and then you carry over the 6, and then the 6 plus this 3 times 6 is 4 times 6, which is 24. So this is 2484. Okay, nice. So again, for these ones, I think there's a lot more. The error rate is a lot higher than last week. So obviously that's probably because these numbers are a bit bigger when you're sort of adding a lot of things in your head. Um, After this, I think the error rate has gotten a lot better. So yeah, the more you do these, the better you will get at doing them. Okay. And we're gonna skip these last ones because I don't think you guys want to do like 8 more of these 2 by 2s. So we'll just skip the last couple. We have a lot to get to anyways. Okay, so a couple of you guys were missing or like we're forgetting the multiply by 11 trick. So let's just go over it really fast right now. So the multiply by 11 trick, basically, you're using the whatever I don't know how to pronounce LIOF. Um, so the 2 by 2 multiplication trick before, but you just notice how you multiply them by 1 whenever you do this on either side, right? So what this looks like is 5 times 1 5 times 1 plus 8 times 1, which is 5 plus 8. And then on this side, you just have 8, right? So this gives you 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. And then this is 935, right? Condensed version, this one, it looks like this, right? So 5, 7, 5 plus 7 is 12. And then this just gives you 7, 2, 6, right? So again, you don't have to do this like step. I'm just showing this intermediate step so you guys see what's going on. Generally, what you should be doing is you should do 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. And then carry over the 1. And then you put a 7 here. So this becomes 847. Sort of like this. Okay. And then since today is the intermediate multiplication lesson, we are going to do we're going to sort of expand on what we've done before, right? So the trick to doing like higher level numbers times 11 and stuff. It's basically the same thing, but we have to be careful about like what we multiply. So the trick for these, if you have like 314 times 11, you do first number, sum of the first two, which is 5, and then sum of the second two, which is 4, and then you just plonk the last one, right? So this is 3. Right. So the reason why this works is because you do 314, 314. Right? So this is like what you do when you multiply 314 times 11, right? So this is like what you're writing down. But instead of writing all of this down over here, what you can basically think about it as is 4, 1, 4, and then 3, 1, and then 3, right? So it's sort of like the same trick as 2 digits times 11, but like sort of like this. Um, And actually, I'll go over times 111 as well. So if we want to do like 314 times let's do 3.141. Okay. Because that's another digit of pi. So basically, when you're doing 3 digit, it's like the same thing. 1 plus 4, which gives you 5, and instead you go up to 3, right? So 1 plus 4 plus 1 gives you 6. 3 plus 1 plus 4 gives you I can't do addition. 8, and then so on, right? So, and then you do 3 plus 1, which is 4, and then just 3. At least I hope this is a right answer. So this is how you can extrapolate it to more levels of 11. But anyways, these ones should not take you too long to do now that you know the trick. So I'll just give you like 2 minutes or something to do all of them. Uh, yes, that was really fast. Kevin, your answer is correct. Good job. Ethan, your first one is correct. Okay. Oh yeah, Mia, your first answer is correct. Oh, let's see. Kelson, all of your answers are correct. Nice. And then Ethan, your second answer is correct. Mia, your second answer is correct as well. Ethan, your third answer is correct. And then next time, please send me all. So these questions do go by really fast. So if you just send me all five at once, that would make me not have to say that like you got this correct five times instead of one. Lucas, all of your answers are correct. Good job. Mia, your third answer is correct. Jinghuan, all of your answers are correct. Nice. Okay. So it looks like we have a pretty nice we got a hang of it.
I'm not done yet.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll give you guys like 4 minutes. Yes, Ethan, your answers are correct. Yeah, Mia, that's correct. Hmm. Yes, Charlie, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Good job. All right. So I don't think I've seen a single incorrect answer so far. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single incorrect answer so far. So good job to everyone. I guess the fastest ones were Kevin, Kelson, and Lucas. So good job to you three again. Um, Honestly, for these ones, you can sort of like tell the answer before you finish writing it down. So you can just like type it as you're doing the question. Ethan, that is correct. I would check your third answer though. Third answer. For this one, again, if you notice immediately that your two like don't add up to more than 10, then that means you don't have to carry over, right? So 5 plus 4 is 9, 4 over here, right? Here, this is 7 plus 2 is 9, and then the 2 over here. This one it does carry, so I start from the right instead. So because I can't tell what like the last number is going to be, right? So this is 8. 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry over the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Yeah, that's right now. For this one, we do the same. We do the thing I told you about before. So this one is a 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. This is 4 plus 6 is 10. 0. Carry over the 1. And then this becomes 5. Right. For this one, this becomes 4. This 7 plus 4 is 11. 1. Carry over the 1 over here. This is 8. Right. Uh, yeah. I assume that the 914 was a typo for this one. So yeah. You guys have got the hang of this. This one has a couple of interesting problems that are harder, so I'll still have you guys do this one, even though you guys did well on the previous set. Um, Kevin, I think your answers are correct. Good job. Yes. Jinghuan, your answers are right too. Um, yes, Kelson, your answer is correct. Uh, Charlie, I would double check your first answer. It is carrying over. And your last one also. Lucas, your answer is correct. Ethan, Let's see. Double check your second one. Yeah. Yeah. I assume that was a typo. Okay. So let's get started. Ethan, that's correct. Ethan, double check your decimal place. Your other ones are right. Brianna, that's correct. Double check your first one, actually. That might be a typo. I'm not sure. Charlie, that's correct. Mhm. Oh yeah, I noticed that you accidentally forgot a comma there. Yeah, so these ones, the first one is like pretty simple. Don't forget to carry over. This is like I think that's the hardest part about this. You have to remember if you need to carry over or not. So this is 2. You can't just forget about this one up here. You still have to add it to the 6. So this is 726. Yeah, that's correct. For these questions, this is the way you probably want to think about it, right? Whenever I see something with decimals, I take the decimals out and I add them back in later. So this is like 11 times 23 times like 10 to the negative 2. I just take the 10 out later, right? So I multiply them both by 10, and then I have to remember I have to move the decimal place 2 places back later, right? So then first I do this multiplication over here. So this gives me 253. And then I'm like, okay, I shifted 2 decimal places to the right, so I have to go 2 back to the left. So 1, 2, we add this back here, 2.53. For this one, uh, I'm not sure what you mean by estimation for this question.
Like for 1.1 times 2.3, okay, 11 times 23 equals 253. And then you're like, okay, 1.1 is approximately 1, 2.3 is approximately 2, so that should be approximately 2.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you can do that too. Basically, I think what you did is sort of like the same thing. So you just said like, okay, 1 times 2 is around 2. So it wouldn't make sense for the answer to be like 0.235 or 25.3, right? So that sort of like makes sense. As the numbers get a little bit bigger, you might have a harder time approximating. For these, I just like keeping track of decimal points. For me, that's like how it works. But oh, you can't see my annotation. Let's see. Uh, can you see them now? Okay. Let me try sharing my screen again. Can you see this now? Okay, nice.
I
Yeah,
can
so
see your school.
yeah, so if you ever can't see my annotations, just like tell me. Yeah, I can do the questions again. So this one up here was like a normal one, 6. Oops, no, it's a 2. So 6 plus 6 is 2, carry over the 1, 7. Right, so this is 726. This one here, what I do is I make this one 11 times 23 times 10 to the negative 2. You don't have to think about this as 10 to the negative 2. Just think about it as I move 2 decimal places this way, so I have to move them 2 places back afterwards, right? So I do the 11 times 23 first, which gives me 253. And then I'm like, okay, I have to move the decimal places 2 places back. So I have this point here, right? So with generally, whenever I have questions like this, is what I do. So for example, if I try to do like 1.1 times 0.23, I would do 11 times 23, which gives me 253. And then I realize, okay, I moved this back 1, 2, 3, so I have to move back 1, 2, 3. So the decimal place would be here, right? So just I just get rid of the decimal places because it makes like because my brain thinks about it better that way, and I add the decimal places back on later. For this one is a normal one. So you have 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, and then 2 at the end. This one is one of those 3 times 2 ones. So this gives us 6. 4 plus 6 is 10, so we have a 0 here, put a 1 here. 2 plus 4 is 6, which gives me 7, and then put 2 down here. This one is a 3-1, right? So you have a 6 here, 5 plus 6, which gives you 11, carry over the 1. This one gives you 4 plus 5 plus 6, which gives you 15. And then this one gives you 9, which gives you 10, carry over the 1. And this one is 4, which gives you 5, right? So 50616 for this question. In the time that we have left, let's just go over one more sort of easy trick to grasp. So whenever I multiply anything by 25, which comes up very often in competition math, more so than you might think, what I normally like to do is I just switch out 25 for 100, right? What this means is I know 25 equals like 100 over 4, so I just swap it out for 100 over 4. If you're multiplying by a multiple of 4, this works out really well because then you just get a 2-digit number. Yeah, because then you get a 2-digit number and then you just add on 2 zeros. I'm not sure what you mean by do this too. But yeah, so for this one, if it's not divisible by 4, you have like 2 choices, I guess. You can just directly like divide out the 4 and make it a decimal. My mind doesn't work like this though. So what I end up doing is I round it down to the nearest like multiple of 4, right? So for example, 166 gives you 41 with a remainder of 2. Oh yeah, do you do this too? So a lot of you guys might have already been unconsciously doing this. So like maybe you guys do these types of questions a lot. But yeah, this is like the general type of way that I like to do these questions. So it's good that you're developing these strategies by yourself without anyone telling you. But anyways, so for this question, we have 41, remainder 2. Basically you put a 41 and the remainder 2 just gets added on later, right? So you add on the 2 times 25 later, which gives you 50, right? And then if your remainder is 3, you add on, like, you put a 75 at the end. If remainder is 1, you add a 25. So just use your head and logic it out like that. And then if you divide by 25, it's also sort of like the same thing. Again, division is like way harder to do than multiplication, sort of like how subtraction is harder than addition. So if you can do this, it really helps you a lot. Because multiplying by 4 and then dividing by 100 basically takes 0 brain power, right? You just move the decimal point 2 places this way, and you get 16.6. So again, for dividing by 25, just multiply the top number by 4 and save yourself a lot of work. Okay. So time is up, so I have to let you guys go now. But I'll just go over this question first because I feel like this question is really interesting. So for me, I turn this into 26 times 25. I wrote 25 twice. And then times 10 to the negative 2, or like move the decimal place 2 points back. So, and this becomes basically 26 over 4, right? And then times 100 divided by 100. So this is just 26 over 4, right? So which is 13 over 2, which is 6.5. You can do this whatever way you want. You could get like 650 from, I think I did this wrong. You have to multiply by 4. Oops. Yeah, so it's 2.6 times 4, right? 26 times 4. But whatever, same thing. 26 times 2.6 times 4, something like this. But anyways, so the reason why I wanted this question is to show the decimal place thing. So you have to remember that you have to move the decimal place back after you're done. Okay. But that's all. I kind of rushed through that question a little bit because we are out of time. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned a lot. I personally really like the 2x2 multiplication method that we talked about earlier. And I will see everyone next week. Okay? Bye, guys.